It's Friday night in 1999. We're at Blockbuster, or it could be like 2002, 2001, like whenever you were like able to go to Blockbuster with your friends or your parents or whatever. Kyle and Ashby, I'm giving you $20. Like these are the old school 20s with, Andrew Jackson, but not like all everywhere. You can only pick one shelf. You can go to the new releases, or you can go to the library titles, which are like kind of the older releases, or maybe like even the DVD bin. What are you walking out with, and what is the one snack that is non-negotiable?
Question: am I 12 or 39? Because
Uh,
1999, I'd be 12.
I also had this question.
You're 12.
I'm 12.
Yeah.
Great.
Ashby, what are you going with?
I'm going with not new releases because then I get more.
Oh, so you're going for quantity.
I'm going for quantity, but I'm not sacrificing quality. So I'm going with Spice World, The Swan Princess,
Okay.
Twister, and Independence Day.
Oh, great choices. Kyle.
I'm not going into that deep history to find out what was already out and what's not. So I'm going for the new stuff. 99, I'm at the new shelves hoping there's still copies of VHSs for me to grab and leave with, because if not,
of course.
We're going to go with the movie that started it all for Smash Mouth's All-Star. No, we're not talking Shrek. We're talking Mystery Men.
Wow.
Mystery Men came out that year.
Deep
Put that
cut.
song on the spot. Second, I'm coming out with Star Wars Phantom Menace. It's the first time in my whole life I get to share Star Wars with my dad as a known thing for me. So a 12-year-old Kyle is excited to share Star Wars with his dad.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to the library. I don't want new releases because I'm a creature of comfort. I do it now as an adult. I think I did it as a kid where I would watch the same thing over and over. It might be an anxiety thing where I just need to have some assurances that I know everything's going to turn out okay. But I'm going to the library. I'm getting Space Jam from 1996.
Nice.
Okay. I'm grabbing The Sandlot. Okay. 1992.
Yep.
2 classic movies. I'm going to the Disney section and I'm hoping to pick up Toy Story.
Okay.
Because Toy Story is fantastic. And depending on the time of year, okay, this is a movie I watched over and over. If it's around Christmas time, I'm grabbing the Santa Claus. Okay. Or if it's not available, I'm grabbing Home Alone.
That's
A lot of great
Either way.
choices.
Yeah.
What snack?
Snickers.
I want to say popcorn, but I feel like we already had popcorn at home, so my mom's not going to buy that. So we're buying Milk Duds because I feel like the only time we get Milk Duds is at a movie theater or Blockbuster.
Okay. I'm grabbing like Skittles, like 100%. And I can mix them with the popcorn at home.
True.
Nice little thing. All right. Let's jump into the intro. All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of the What the What Variety Show. I'm your host, Eric, joined here in studio by 2 people I trust the most to navigate a 1999 blockbuster in the dark, Kyle and Ashby.
That was an excellent caveat. I just thought you were going to end with trust the most, and I was like, bold of you.
Yeah, I was like, really? It's like, I can at least name 4 other people you probably choose.
It's deep.
4's, I don't know, 4's a little much.
At least 3. Well, no, 4. I would say 4. You got 3 guys you play cards with and your wife. So
look, no,
that's 4 right there.
So Ivy, yes, the 3 guys I can play cards with, you're probably on equal level though. Like I don't like rank y'all. I think y'all are all in the 3 slot or the 2 slot or whatever. Okay?
That's fine, but you said the 2 you trust the most, so like that puts us above.
Now I do trust y'all to navigate a 1999 blockbuster more than those guys. Just I don't know what their tastes are. So they're gonna listen to this like, wow, we just took some strays, like literally in the first 10 seconds of the show. Wow.
Eric's gonna be in timeout of his card night with the boys.
So welcome to the What the What Variety Show. This is kind of a new feature for us. Like
it is.
So we you might know us as just the What podcast. We started in 2019. We went for 3.5 years, churned out 125 episodes in that time frame.
It's pretty solid.
In between, some of us got married, some of us had kids, some of us bought and built houses or moved or all the things in between, and now we're in that repilot phase where we're kind of bringing this is a rebooted I guess property of ours. So we're excited. We're bringing that new school energy with some of heavy old school vibes, and I promise you today, 0 late fees. We've got a massive gauntlet to run through today. We're hitting the 2026 release calendar to see what's actually worth our time in our buy and sell segment, and we're going to see just how well we all remember the lyrics to the songs that we claim to love. But before we get to the chaos, we got some legacy to honor. We're going to head into our Hall of Fame. All right. So the idea of this segment, um, this is our reboot. Okay. And I thought, what better way to bring in the idea of us rebooting our podcast than to talk about our favorite reboots or sequels in our lives, the things that we loved, and then they brought it back either as a new property or they rebooted the original with new actors. So let's ask, what is the best reboot? We'll do reboot first. I don't know if y'all did separate, or if you did the same. What is the best reboot in your opinion?
This was tough
Okay.
because I'm not always a fan of reboots. They're hard for me. They're
Well, they failed us in the past at some
yeah,
points.
exactly. I have trust issues.
Mhm.
Speaking of trust, I have trust issues when it comes to reboots. I will say I had to think about it. When they brought back Will and Grace, that was really good. Those episodes were really well done. It didn't feel it felt like they had something to say instead of just bringing it back for the sake of bringing it back, which TV and movies are doing a lot of right
Well,
now.
there's a lot of money there.
And I get it, like fan nostalgia. There's a lot of things that I would love to see again, that I would love to either see a reboot of or a continuation of. There's a lot of chatter right now on Instagram because the Firefly cast has been doing some things that they're currently keeping very vague and nebulous. And so people are like, what's going on? But the Will and Grace reboot just felt really well executed. It was a continuation of the show, really. It picked up kind of years after the show. So I guess in that sense, it wasn't maybe a true reboot with a recast. But it certainly was, sort of a continuation of what had been done. I'll also say that maybe an actual true reboot, because it was a recast, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek franchise was excellent.
Okay.
As a true old Star Trek fan, those movies felt like they did something that reboots don't often do, which is sort of add a freshness and a modernity to what is happening on screen with a new cast and new adventures and new technology, both, behind the camera, in front of the camera. But without losing the heart of what Star Trek is supposed to be about. And I think what Star Trek means to fans and also what it meant to Gene Roddenberry. So I think when I started sort of pondering reboots, even though I have a negative connotation to them, Star Trek has a really big, um, I don't know, a place in my heart still. So
Okay. Kyle.
I tried to think of a variety of things, and at first, just trying to think through some reboots at least we've lived through. And like Spider-Man came to mind because we've seen a variety of Spider-Man, but at the same time, I was like, certain ones are good and it's great, but is it a big enough reboot that I want to say like, oh man, this was a night and day change? So
Right.
then it hit me where I think, for me at least, whenever they did Batman Begins, and they switched
Yes.
into the Batman franchise of completely changing everything we had known before. Like, I was born in 87, so I went through all of Batman, Returns, Forever, Batman Robin. And as a kid growing up in that time period, I loved all this because it was like one of my favorite superheroes on a grand scale of things where I can see, and like all the goofiness and stuff. It was fine. It fit right in with where I am. And the same way I can go back and watch those and enjoy it for what it is. But I was at an age when Batman Begins came back out that I kind of was looking for something a little bit more mature in the sense of that. Or maybe I wasn't looking for it, but I wasn't expecting it, and I really enjoyed it. With the way they could bring it down to a level that was more uh, just down to earth versus as crazy and wacky as the Batman universe had gotten at the last time we'd seen him in theaters. Especially by the time you get to like the Dark Knight and how great that was, and just a wide variety of taking multiple villains, taking and put them in roles that's not your traditional like Batman crazy roles that you might would have seen, in the early 90s. So for me, I feel like that was a big changer. And I think going forward, like we've had, the Batman, everything else coming forward. We've seen a couple different Batman since then, at least in major releases, which I enjoyed and I liked. But I will say, like every time they come out, any other time you have a Batman, at least right now, they are always compared back to this part and see Batman Begins. Like, how does it stand up to Christian Bale's Batman? Will it be the same? Will it be different? Will it at least hold up to that type of a level? And so I think for it to be a good reboot, you need to be able to look at it and say, like, it holds its own ground. Because now every reboot is looked at that one versus the early 90s, at least majority anyway.
So I tend to agree with that. I think the Batman Begins is probably going to be my favorite reboot as well. I do have a question for both of you though. Would you consider the U.S. version of The Office a reboot? I mean, because it's The Office UK, was a series.
I would consider that a homage. Because there's a UK and a US version of Ghosts, which I've seen both.
Right.
And
And
it's hard too, because like literally at least the first episode is almost
Frame for frame.
yeah,
is
the
exact
first
same.
few at least. So I mean, it's not even a complete reboot. It's
So
making it, but
what makes a reboot then? Like, does there have to be a certain amount of time that passes before it's recreated using new properties? Because I know there wasn't that big of a gap between UK Office and US Office. I know Batman Begins was about 8 years after Batman and Robin, Joel Schumacher, Chris O'Donnell, George Clooney back in the 90s. So that enough? Like, it has to be a certain amount of time? Is it like what would constitute a reboot?
I don't think you can go ahead, Ashby too. I don't think there's a certain time. It's just is it needed or does it work?
the definition's really hard for me because, you know, I guess the Will and Grace reboot I talked about would have technically been a sequel because it picked up where the TV show left off. It was just the exact same cast in the exact same roles, however many years later. But I think a reboot, I don't know, does it always is it only a reboot if it's a totally different cast? If you're remaking something about it, or if it just picks up like Gilmore Girls when
Right.
they did the
So, like, to me, that might be
sequel.
a sequel, or
Is it a
maybe even,
sequel?
I think the Scream franchise might have even coined the phrase the requel,
Mm.
where it's a
Right.
reboot, but
Right.
also a ongoing sequel.
Right.
So it might introduce new characters, but also as legacy characters too. So
Right.
I don't know how that plays into the definition.
Because then the other thing is, there's also sort of a gray area where it's just kind of like based on,
Mm.
Right.
where I wouldn't even consider it a reboot. For example, I'm struggling right now with the Buffy reboot,
Okay.
which we know is coming down the pipeline. They're
Yes.
filming now. So either later this year or early next year. I would consider that a reboot.
Okay.
Because Sarah Michelle Gellar is involved,
Mhm.
and I believe she will be in it.
Okay.
But the sort of feature character, the new Slayer, will be
Mhm.
played by a new girl. And I think it will tell a new story.
Right.
It won't just be Buffy and the Scooby Gang,
Mm.
the exact same cast,
Mhm.
picking up where they left off.
Right.
So to me, that's a reboot. However, another thing we know is coming down the pipeline soon is whatever Ryan Coogler's version of the X-Files looks like.
Yes.
Will it involve David Duchovny
Yeah.
and Gillian Anderson? And if it doesn't, does that not make it a reboot? Does that make it just Ryan Coogler's X-Files based on, Chris Carter's X-Files?
Right.
So I don't know. I'm struggling with like what I sort of consider a reboot and what I don't.
So, in my opinion, to me, we have the Harry Potter HBO Max series that's coming out.
Right.
That's a reboot because it's taking existing property,
Right.
it's recasting, but it's telling the same story,
going
or
back to the
or
beginning.
similar stories. That doesn't have to be the same story, because I know, like with Batman, that's rebooting because it's recasting everything, and it is telling new stories, but it's also not, I mean, but how many times can you tell Batman
Right.
parents die, he's an orphan, he
Correct.
likes bats for some reason.
But you're also not taking like a new Batman and putting him in the 90s Gotham City. Like you're
Right.
not putting it back in that.
It's a new Gotham. It's a new.
Yeah, it's the same town or a city technically, but it's not the one you've known before.
Right. So, like, to me, if it's taking old cast members and reintroduce them into present day with maybe even new cast members, to me, that's kind of a sequel series or maybe even a combination, a requel.
We also have like spin-offs that like technically some of that can coexist in that same area.
So like if we talk about best sequels, like technically like Better Call Saul is a prequel and a sequel and like also like it goes alongside Breaking Bad like in the same timeline because it tells what happened before, it tells what happened after, it gives some stuff that happens during the original Breaking Bad series.
Yes.
Like I'm not really sure how to describe that, but
okay.
Well, let's move on to your favorite sequel then. What sequel deserves to be in your Hall of Fame? Like, what is the best sequel?
Well, now that we've said that, are we saying sequel as in a spin-off type thing, or are you just saying there was a movie and a sequel, another one that came in the same franchise?
Batman Begins and then The Dark Knight.
Okay,
it's the same like main characters, same setting. It's a continuation of the story, and it's set in the same like franchise or whatever.
Well, I will say the first movie that came to mind, and it's not some giant popular thing, but I feel like I was thinking of franchises when I first thought of all of this, and I thought of Fast and Furious, where it's like there's no spinoffs in any of that. Technically, there technically are, but they're
all sequels. Yeah,
it's one giant thing. Like there's spinoffs technically with like The Rock and everybody, and Jason Statham, but
they have turned upside down, inside out, how to connect all those movies.
They have
in a timeline,
erased
format.
history, put it back together.
Yes,
they've been to space.
They've been to space. Tokyo Drift came out in 2006, but somehow it takes place in 2011 or something. I mean,
it's further down the line. But honestly, I wasn't trying to think too deep into like an all-out, really history-making thing. To continue with what I said earlier, sure, Dark Knight I think is definitely one of the best sequels ever, but just for a fun movie that I was trying to think about, I really think Tokyo Drift for me was a movie that came out. It changed where Fast and Furious was. And like, again, it hit me at the right time span of being a child turning into, a later teenager getting into cars. So it was a movie for a long time I was going and constantly seeing, like, and I still go now with very low expectations. But that one being something that just completely like, here's this world that we know, but here's none of the same characters. We're in Japan the majority of this entire movie. And it's just something fun. And so for me, it was one that just hit me that I just really enjoy. If I go back to look for a movie that's in a franchise that I watch, that's the one I typically pick up.
And it's funny, like, had they not gone through and like recreated history or whatever, I would have considered that probably a reboot.
Oh, sure.
Originally, but now they've gone through and like, Vin Diesel's in the very last scene. And actually, when you watch Fast 7, that's, Tokyo Drift takes place during Fast 7 because,
and truthfully, like the major, like when you have Han, who's a major character here.
So
yes, but he dies in that movie.
He dies.
Spoiler. We didn't even do our spoiler alert. By the way, we'll be spoiling your favorite things that you may not have seen.
We're ruthless here. We don't care.
But you've had lots of time to watch all the Fast and Furious stuff. So.
But it is funny because then you have Han now that's gone on to be in a ton of other movies later in the Fast and Furious franchise. Technically not timeline, but just in years in general.
Right.
So they took a guy that really wasn't anything to do with it. And
he comes back to life. He didn't actually die.
No, he came back to life again.
He's in Fast. I forget we saw Fast 9 and it's Fast 10. We saw Fast 10.
I saw it at home since I've had a child.
And there's a Fast 11, right? I mean,
it's coming. Keeps getting delayed. Yeah. It's supposedly the big finale.
Oh, so confused.
Chill spinoffs. So.
Give me a favorite sequel.
I mean, I think without a doubt, one of the greatest sequels of all time has to be The Winter Soldier. How long did it take me to bring up Bucky Barnes?
Okay, we're at
20 minutes.
We're at 1943 on the timeline. Who had 20 minutes on?
Over under, baby.
That's a way to hold, you held pretty good on that. Just not just blurt it out during the intro.
I had so much self-control, you guys.
Yeah.
So, Winter Soldier. Although I will say, just, because I love to be contrary, I did decide to bring the sequel I hate the most. Because I feel like, we're pretty positive people. Mm-hmm. We like to keep it positive.
Well, it's a variety show now, so we have
but it's a variety
of emotions.
And negative now.
So here's the thing. And again, I know we've kind of talked about reboot sequel. Maybe this was kind of a requel, but they tried to bring back Twin Peaks a few years
Yes,
ago.
they did.
And I loved Twin Peaks. And I tried to watch it, and it was awful.
Yeah.
Awful. It was they had modernized it. They had members of the cast come back. Bless them. They did what they could with the material. And I even think some of the original, producers, writers, creators of the show were on board. But the problem is TV has changed since the original Twin Peaks,
Yes.
and TV has gotten more gory because so many people, viewers, and, I think networks have moved off cable, and so they can be. And so I think they added so much gore to it. It became so disturbing. I got maybe an episode and a half into it, and I had to turn it off. I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, it's basically a different show at that point.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It doesn't really honor the original. For me, my best sequel, I mean, you got to consider The Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars as one of the better sequels. I also love Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. They're technically considered sequels as well. Can't have one without the other, obviously. So Ashby brings up a really good point before we move out of here to the next block. What should not have been brought back? Like, you mentioned Twin Peaks as something that, we should have just left it as it was. What is something that, leave the memories alone?
Girl Meets World.
Yes.
I said it.
Girl Meets World. Yes. That was going to be
Terrible.
my entry. Like the best episodes of Girl Meets World were the ones where they brought back legacy characters.
Fuller House. Terrible.
Fuller House. Yes. Same thing. With Girl Meets World, like, me and my wife tried watching it. We never got through the third season. Like, there were some episodes
I never made it through the first season.
There were some episodes that were cute, and I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying to update it to new generation. Sabrina Carpenter has obviously done really well after Girl Meets World. But the only episodes I really cared about, and maybe it's just because of our age. Like, I think it was supposed to appeal to us as millennials, but also
nostalgia.
To maybe, they're thinking,
our children.
Y'all might maybe have kids now, y'all can watch it together.
Right.
But like, I only cared about seeing Sean and Eric and Mr. Feeney back. So
I watched it and I liked it, but so I didn't hate it and say it shouldn't have been, but it was one of those things I think too, at the time of my life, like Eric and I were married, but we didn't have a kid. We didn't have Sky yet. And so we were at home just waiting for things to come on television to watch at night. And it was a point where I didn't want to go back and watch All Boy Meets World, but here's a spinoff and it's on Netflix or wherever now where I could watch it. And so we did watch it. But again, I think I watched it in the mindset of knowing it's for today's audience. Let it be what it is. Like, it's not all for me. But again, when you really looked at it, the times I really was excited about it was when you had, from the original show cast come back. So when you had Sean or Eric or other people come on, then that's when it really made a difference for me. I did get invested enough in it that I watched it all. But again, I was watching it just as almost like a show that was just out now. It could have been without, I probably wouldn't have tuned in if it wasn't for the fact of having Boy Meets World, like, background in it. But it would have succeeded as its own just type of show or whatever. Right. But it didn't have to be that. It made me think about it, though, because you were asking a while ago about the Office reboot. And is it a reboot if it's the, American Office versus the previous one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then they did come out with a reboot like a year ago or whatever, the paper.
Yeah.
And I can't say enough because I've only seen like 2 episodes. I would classify it as a reboot. It's in the same world, technically, but is this kind of a spinoff, but it is a reboot because I feel like time does play a factor in this one where it went so long. I had a Peacock prescription. I was prescribed it from a doctor, but
yes.
no.
Yes. Talk to your doctor if you want to be subscribed to Peacock.
To Peacock, yes. I had a subscription at the time that it was coming out, and so I saw like 2 episodes before our subscription ran out, and so I didn't see any more because you're having to wait for them to come. Again, I didn't see the whole season, so I cannot say that it should or should not have been. But for me, like, again, you're constantly looking for what can I relate to this thing I already love versus it just allowing it to be its thing. In the same way, like what you're talking about Twin Peaks, it's almost with The Office of like enough time has gone by that it's built this entire world of people that love it now compared when they're first putting something out. They don't have that extra weight on them. They can just put out whatever.
It's a lot of expectation.
And so when you come back out with something like this, it does come around to being an issue.
So I will say that I haven't seen the very last episode of the first season of the
Mhm.
paper. I think they are coming out with a season 2.
Okay.
But the 9 episodes I did see, they were enjoyable. Like, they weren't The Office,
Mhm.
but there were some characters that got on my very last nerve. But there were some, but I saw what they were trying to do, and I think in the terms of like the defining what it is, reboot, sequel series, whatever, it probably would have been better off on its own, not connecting to the Office world, and I think it probably would have had a better chance of like, but then maybe it needed that boost for people to care about it too.
That's
Like
the thing, is I don't know if
that's the
anybody would
thing.
care if
That's the
not.
thing you kind of run the risk of, like with the Girl Meets World. Like, you could have had your own Disney show that was just like it without Boy Meets World characters, but anyone would have cared about it?
Yeah, I would
I
never
doubt
watched it
No,
because it
no one.
wasn't
Yeah.
for me. But
Exactly. So you run that risk when you don't use the existing properties. And I think, I mean, we talk about it all the time in like any kind of pop culture or whatever. Like, are there any original ideas left anymore? In our second block, we're going to talk about the
Yes.
2026 slate, and I guarantee 80 to 90% of those things are all either sequels, reboots, reimaginings,
remakes,
remakes, whatever.
based on, loosely based on.
mm.
So
I think we're starting to hit a point where you're seeing a little bit more original stuff being coming around. But again, it's still based on, and then again, I'm not against it because I do like it and I do watch it, but I do at least feel like there's a few things coming out that have at least been their own thing and holding weight versus
Right.
having to rely on something. I will say, one thing that should not have come out was Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Knew that
not
was
even,
coming.
that's not just for me, that just came from like loving it from a childhood thing. Like, they just got it wrong. Like,
Yeah.
Even Megan Fox and Stephen Amell couldn't save that.
no, it's just one thing, they got it completely wrong, where you've got these giant, like, muscular, oversized turtles.
They
Like, I
look
get it.
terrifying, by
They
the way.
do,
Especially if you're a child trying
Yeah,
to watch
they're
that.
supposed to
sure.
be ninjas. You can't be a ninja if you're like that big. I mean, like,
I tried my best to justify it when I left and being like, I didn't like it, or I didn't like it, but it's not made for me, supposedly. Like, it's made for a new generation,
Right.
whereas if you took
Right.
kids back whenever, adults may not have cared for it whenever I saw it when I was a kid and loved it so much.
True.
So I tried to come out with that. Like, I'm just glad somebody else is enjoying Ninja Turtles again, like, at this point. But again, after seeing the second one and everything else, like, there's just too much. You put too much, visual effects, too much everything into it, versus you could literally just take, and the internet's been asking for it for years, but just take 4 dudes in some rubber suits and put them back in a movie again.
Mhm.
You don't have to do all like CGI people, just put them in this thing and let it happen. And it almost happened. They were going for rated R, like, literally this year, like the last Ronin they were about to
Yeah.
produce. And then now they've come back around and say, well, we're going to put it back on the shelf maybe for a long time for now. We're going to come back and do something more for the kids now. And
I was excited about that.
I was
I think we
excited.
shared some messages about that
Yeah.
when they first announced that. So I will say, Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
I do like that. Yeah.
That was fantastic. Now,
And again, it's way crazier and off, but at the same time, it's its own thing, and I can really appreciate it and enjoy
well,
it.
I think, was it Seth Rogen who kind of put
Mhm.
that together? I think he really, really just loved, he grew up in that generation, so he really wanted to. Whereas with Michael Bay, no shade to Michael Bay, we'll have plenty of shade for him at some point, I'm sure. But he's just taking a property and just putting his spin on it, and I don't know. Yeah. So to recap real quick, what are you inducting into your sequel/requel Hall of Fame? I'm inducting The Dark Knight and Better Call Saul. Go.
Well, you just took my first one, so we'll take The Dark Knight.
You
I'll-
said Tokyo Drift.
I did. I'll throw this one in there because you just said Seth Rogen. I'll throw in the new Muppet show they just put out. It was a one-off thing for the anniversary, but he's very involved in it, and I think for sure they put it out there to see, is there enough response from this for us to make this a seasonal thing, or is this just good enough for one spinoff? And a lot of people are talking about it, and I think it may come back as a thing. And they've done a bunch of Muppet stuff in the past few years, but I think if they're really going back to the roots of like the Muppet Show, they did it with enough of the original, feeling to it, but then we're able to slip in some stuff that made it new. And I think it's got a chance. So we'll throw it in there.
Awesome. Also, The Empire Strikes Back. Ashby, your Hall of Fame.
Star Trek, The Winter Soldier. And I'm going to go out on a trust limb, and I'm going to say already the Buffy reboot.
Okay. All right. We're putting a
Well,
lot of
big
faith
here.
into something. Faith is what we can't see, right?
In
But
Sarah
we
Michelle
trust.
Gellar, we
Yes.
trust.
Just
So.
All right. So we're going to go to an ad break. That's right. We have ads now. This block is brought to you by Surge Soda.
Surge.
If your
Woo!
heart isn't beating at 140 beats per minute, you're not doing it right. Feed the rush. Kyle and Ashby, y'all ready for this?
I am. I'm excited.
All right. We're
I'd break
going.
this table if it wasn't already broken.
All right. So Yeah, we don't break tables anymore. That was that was
almost
so
did.
2019. You were gonna bang on the table.
I thought about banging on
and
the
I
table.
had the thought earlier, like if he, I swear to God, I'm gonna beat him up on camera.
Well, that's the thing. Now we have cameras here. You know,
Can't get away with it.
for those of you that weren't here, you know, for the past hour before we started recording, we were like, it took forever to get things set up perfect because we're having issues. And I was like,
Exactly.
we're finally going. I'm not going to hit the table and everything just fall in on itself.
Yeah.
So we push that out.
All right, so B block, our third block, or our second block, because B is the second letter, not the third. We're doing buy or sell or hold, I guess. For 2026, we have a lot of things coming out, and this will be released in March, so we're actually 2 months kind of behind the time. I'll just say maybe nothing important came out the first 2 months of the year. Maybe
I don't
not.
know. Your first release is
I mean, technically came out a couple of days ago, but we're gonna do. I'm going to present to you a property that's coming out, or, you know, a movie or whatever, TV show. And you tell me, buy. Are you buying it? Are you wanting to go see it in theaters? Are you selling it? Like, I'm not interested in that. Or I'll even present a third option, to hold. I want to see it, but I'll wait until it's on home media, you know, digital media, whatever. Okay. First one, Scream 7, Sidney Prescott returns. Original writer Kevin Williamson is directing. Just came out a couple of days ago of this record date. Buy or sell?
I'll buy it for sure.
I'm going to hold because I had faith in the recent I Know What You Did Last Summer and it let me down. So I'm going to wait till it comes out on stream.
There's a lot of casts coming back that came back for this one.
So
that did not help I Know What You Did Last Summer.
True, it did not. But
fair.
I also live with a wife that's like loves Scream as one of her favorite, you know.
So Scream is the only horror movie now that I'm holding out for the whole time. I'm buying. I am absolutely, me and Sean McGovern are going to go see it next week, hopefully on a Thursday when my wife's at Bible study. She's at Bible study. I'm going to see Scream. It's, you know, perfect marriage. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, here's the thing about Scream movies to me, even when they're bad, I feel like they're good. Like Scream 6 was such a, we can't cuss on this crap show. We were still a family show. Such a crap show. But I still enjoyed it for what it was, the absurdity for what it was. You know, it's like the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. I know it's bad, but it's so bad it's good to me.
That was the attitude
yes.
I went into I Know What You Did Last Summer with, and I promise
and you got burned.
It still hurt my feelings.
So I'm buying, you're buying, and you're going to hold.
I'm going to hold.
All right. The Super Mario Galaxy movie releases on April 3rd. Mario goes to deep space, introduces Rosalina, who's from the Mario Galaxy games, which came out on the Wii. Buy or sell?
I'll buy this one. I didn't go see the last one in theaters. I've watched it multiple times at home now. And our daughter really likes it too. Like, real quick, this was technically another reboot too that we didn't name earlier, but definitely did way better than the original movie. But yeah, I will buy this one.
I'm going to sell. I'm not the target audience for this movie.
Fair enough. I'm buying this as well. Me and my wife, we saw this. This is the year before we got married. We were in Southport for a weekend, and it rained the entire weekend. So everyone went to the movie theater in Southport. Like, we went to, you know, try to get tickets to a movie, sold out. We had to get tickets for like the next two showings or whatever, because again, everyone in Southport for Easter weekend, nothing to do because it's raining. So they're all at the movie theater.
Of course.
We get in there, and Ivy, who was not a video game person, she has some fond memories of, but not the target. She loved it, and now she saw the trailer for the new one. She just asked me last night, "Can we go back to Southport? It comes out Easter weekend this year too." I'm like, you know what? We might go to Southport and watch Super Mario Galaxy movie just to watch the sequel. I mean, and maybe it won't rain the whole weekend.
Sounds like an
go ahead and buy your tickets. So that we don't go all the way there and not be able to get.
Well, the thing is, we couldn't buy tickets. Like, it's one of those old theaters that doesn't do like, you can't go online. Like, you just show up. So we had to show up, buy our tickets for like 2 or 3 sessions later, and then come back to watch the movie. I'm like,
show up early is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
If there's anyone who's Gen Z listening right now, they're like, you sound insane.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I shouldn't talk to a single person when I get to the movie theater.
No, I get it though. I'm slowly evolving to, like, I do a lot of online ordering because I don't want to talk to people anymore.
100%.
So yes. So we're buying, you're selling. Yeah. The Devil Wears Prada 2 comes out on May 1st. Miranda Priestley versus the TikTok influencer era. What'd you say, Ashby?
I am the target
audience.
Is the target audience.
At first, I thought you were saying the Devil Wears Prada is putting out a new album, because that's a hardcore band that listened to for a long time. But no, it wasn't. And I had to look further. So we will sell that one. Just it's probably great. I just never saw the
I can't
original.
wait. I can't wait.
Maybe I should see the original and go, but for now we'll sell.
I never saw the original. I know.
What?
I know.
Guys.
I
mean, I know it's about fashion, but it's so fun.
Look,
It's hysterical.
So this is the reboot, but we need a spinoff where Ashby's just showing us movies. That's why we need that $50 women's couch
This
from my
is
marketplace.
Anne Hathaway at her best.
Mhm.
Just peak Anne Hathaway. Meryl Streep,
Yes.
Stanley
Look,
Tucci.
I love Meryl Streep. I love
Emily
Stanley
Blunt,
Tucci.
I
I
can't-
love Emily Blunt. I love Anne Hathaway.
It's so good.
Again, I never saw it. I'm
It's
selling
so good.
selling with an asterisk. If
Okay.
Ivy wants to see it, we'll probably go see it. So
Sell it and hold a little
But
bit.
do
maybe.
not go see it if you haven't seen the first one.
I'm there
Okay.
very much a completionist. I will. Yeah. I made that mistake when I saw the third Hobbit movie, but I had not seen the previous two.
Well, I mean,
I was kind of lost.
That's why I haven't seen any of them.
I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings series either. So that was literally my only entry into this
I
franchise.
keep forgetting this so we can still be friends, Eric.
I've seen one of the Lord of the Rings, and then I feel like I fell into the Harry Potter side of things at that time zone, and then
No,
Never
you don't
went back.
have to choose.
I didn't.
Both.
You're talking to like
You're hurting my
senior year old Kyle Whitley, not 39-year-old that's like, I can do what I want now. Back then it was like, I only got enough money to see one movie and everybody else wants to see this Harry Potter thing, so let's go see that.
Okay, but
Right. I had the wrong friends evidently. You were there. Why didn't you tell us, Eric? A few years you should have been like, guys,
Return of the
what you doing this
King,
weekend? Let's
Speaking
go.
of, is literally one of the greatest sequels of all time. Those movies won
I don't know. You didn't think
awards.
enough.
That's
You
true.
didn't
It
think
was
enough
not
to
on your
include it
list.
on your list. I
Yeah,
mean,
God, that's a great point.
It's not
Okay.
selling this
I
very
gave
good.
you 2 weeks to come up with a list. I mean, come on. It must not have been that great, right?
Eric and I are not buying because you're not
Okay.
selling this to
Well,
us very well.
I've moved on from my Lord of the Rings era.
Okay, moving on to the next movie on the list. The Mandalorian and Grogu comes out May 22nd. Makes the leap to IMAX from Disney Plus. How we feeling? Buy or sell?
I'm tempted to say hold, but I'm not sure how hold works with this because
No,
you
So
don't.
hold is you
I'm
want
gonna
to
say
see it,
hold.
but
Well, I do, but like you're going to see it on
Disney
streaming
Plus
anyway. So
eventually, right?
it will be on Disney
Yeah.
Plus eventually.
well, that's
I
where it's
have
coming
to hold
from, right?
because
No,
I'm
it's going to be in
behind.
theaters.
Oh, is it? See,
These are
I'm out.
the theatrical release.
Yes.
Is it a movie or a show?
It's
It's
a
a
movie,
movie.
a 2-hour
Oh.
theatrical movie.
Yes.
I'm out of the loop here.
Instead of another season of The Mandalorian.
I've seen the trailer. I just didn't realize
They're
it was
giving
that.
you a movie. I have to say hold because I am behind on
Mm-hmm.
The Mandalorian. So I have not seen season 3.
Okay, yeah, there's only 3 seasons.
Yeah,
so
I've not
okay,
seen
yeah.
season 3. So I'm going to have to
Okay.
hold on this unless I can get my act together by May 22nd. But I don't know because I'll talk about it later. But I have feelings about this whole thing. So
Oh, okay.
I'll hold. I really like the show and everything else, but just when you have a child, it's hard to like make plans to go to the movies in general.
That's true. And that's
So-
around her birthday too.
It's
or
the
get
day after her
TV to
birthday.
yourself.
Yeah, like we can watch things at home, but just the fact of like not being able to get to the theater, we make very like, you don't get the movies nearly as often as you used to. So you have to really want to be there for it to actually to happen.
So I want to say bye, but Ivy hasn't seen The Mandalorian. So if I go see it, it will either be by myself or with someone else.
well, you've got plenty of time.
or I've got to catch her up on The Mandalorian, which she loves Grogu, Baby Yoda.
She did that with all of the like Marvel movies.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
I've slowly caught her up to most of the Marvel stuff now. She's seen all the Avengers now. She's seen all the Captain Americas. She's seen most of everything post-COVID outside of Eternals, which I haven't seen.
Which is
And
pretty good.
probably don't need to see
You
those.
seen all the TV shows?
I have seen all but Wonder Man and
Yeah, I haven't seen that
I
yet.
haven't seen Moon Knight.
Oh,
But
Eric,
yeah,
that
you
was
would
good.
love
but
Moon
Ivy
Knight.
has seen Agatha all alone. She saw
Okay.
WandaVision. Next on our list is to watch Loki.
Okay.
So we're slowly getting her caught. She saw Miss Marvel, which I love Miss Marvel. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say
I think she would love this because I feel like she's the one would want a small Grogu after this to
Mm.
like carry around.
she loves Groot.
Yeah, so
loves Groot. So
Mm.
so I'm gonna say bye for Mandalorian and Grogu, and hopefully we can catch her up on the Mandalorian before then.
That's fair.
It's funny because before you guys got here and I told y'all I was listening to our very first episode, me and Kyle, our first foray. On June 19th, we recorded in 2019 an episode about Toy Story. Well, 7 years later, on June 19th, Toy Story 5 is coming out. Classic toys versus the iPad generation and the tech villain, the Lily Pad.
I would for sure buy this. I told my boss about this yesterday. He was not aware. Kaylin at the front desk were talking about this. And he's like, "What? I thought they finished at 4. They had me crying at 4." And I said, "Well, I cried in 3, but they've already
Yes.
put 4 out." And then here we are coming with 5. And I was like, "And I will be there because it's literally the toys versus a tablet, which I live out my daily life now with a child that, truthfully, she's getting better. But there was moments where you realize, oh, wait, you let this child have a tablet and you're all having an all-out war whenever it's time for her not to have tablet.
Mm-hmm.
And like, she's, losing it by weeks now. She doesn't lose it by days anymore. It's just
You've expanded the timeline.
Yeah, it's
like we're no longer doing units.
We're done
by
with this
day.
for a month.
We may have to switch to months because last Saturday it was a choice of something, and I was like, if you walk out that door, you're losing tablet for another week. She looks at me and goes, 1 week? I said, yes, a week. Okay, and then walks out the door.
Wow. So she's like negotiating in real time. Like,
so we've gotten to the bargaining phase.
Yeah.
The fun part is she doesn't know who she's bargaining with because she doesn't know months versus weeks or days or whatever at this point. So
True.
For her, it's just whatever. But yeah, I will for sure go see this one because I can take her to this probably.
yes.
Nice.
Ashby?
This is where I get you guys back for Lord of the Rings.
Oh, no.
And you have to remember that I stopped watching Toy Story after Toy Story 2. So I haven't seen any of the other
You haven't seen the better. I mean, Toy Story 1's great,
No.
but 3 and 4.
No.
You should see 3.
I stopped watching them.
You should, but see, you've at least seen a solid 1 and 2.
Cell.
Oh no, you've got to go. Like,
All right, Kyle, you have my permission to flip the table.
yeah,
You know how it feels.
Okay, I'm buying. Like easy. Ivy hasn't seen 4. We'll watch 4 well before this though, but she loved 3 when we watched it, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know it was gonna make you cry." But yeah,
I don't know if you're hearing this at home, but
me and you and Erica went to see 4 in theaters. It was come out in 2019, so 7 years ago, and Erica sits between us, so we can't talk or whatever. But I'm pretty sure I had some tears during that movie too.
I did.
So
I did, and then I think it goes back so old that my first date ever was to go see the second one at the Howe Theater.
1999. Wow.
So
yeah,
Al's Toy Barn.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't know if you folks at home can hear this. Earlier, there was a lawnmower outside, and I could hear. And then a few seconds ago, there was a car alarm going off. But if you're hearing these things, the world's not ending.
That's fun background noise.
Yeah, we don't
nice
have
community.
Yeah, we don't have like soundproof studio yet.
Mm-mm.
One day, if you like this and we get real ads from maybe Search Mexico,
we don't need ads. Just send us money.
Send us money
right here.
Yeah.
We're not.
Venmo.
Yeah, reach out to us.
We're not below that anymore.
Yeah.
Cash App.
We used to be. It's a podcast. We are a variety show now, so we are fine with you sending us money.
We've got a lot to offer. I think for
we have
advertisers.
Homes, bills. You two are married now versus last time. I have a child and married, but we send us the money.
So, did either one of y'all see Superman last year?
I did not.
Yes, I did catch it when it was streaming, and I had the opposite expectation where I was prepared to not like it and really loved it.
So it was one of my top 3 movies last year.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was great.
Should have done a podcast about it.
Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, comes out June 26th. Supergirl makes a cameo in this movie at the end of, or in Superman last year. Millie Alcock in a sci-fi space western directed by James Gunn, or he has involvement. I don't know if he's directing, but I know he has involvement because he's over the DCU now.
Yes.
Are we buying or selling Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow?
I'll sell. Like, I wouldn't care to see. I would be fine to see either one of those in the future. But since my childhood, if a superhero didn't have a mask on, then they weren't a superhero to me. Like, I had problems with that. Like Superman walking around without a mask on versus Ninja Turtles literally just having like a piece of fabric over their face made them a superhero.
Is Rey Mysterio a superhero?
Yeah, he has a mask on.
Fair enough.
But but glasses, Kyle.
Glasses. Yeah, I mean, if I could see that as a child, that's not my fault that adults could not. No, don't get me wrong. Like, I think Superman is great in all his history and lore and everything else. I'm not against him. And if I did not have like the child restriction, which is not said in a bad way, I don't mean that, but if I was before we just went to the movies all the time, sure, I'd be there to see this one. Right. But just being honest, I probably ain't gonna make it to this.
I'm gonna say hold, if I'm being honest, and I'll talk about this a little later. Again, I'm saving some things for my rant.
I didn't prepare a rant. Hang on.
But
see if Google Gemini can help me.
I'm gonna end with a rant. I'm gonna flip the table. We talked about this.
We did. I scripted it. Why didn't I come prepared?
But no, I did. I had every you guys know how I feel about the DC universe. I'm very much TV over movies when it comes to DC, and anything Batman is hard for me because I physically can't see it. It's so dark. But what I like about the James Gunn universe is it's bright and colorful.
Yes.
And so I've tried to give it a try, and I did sit down and I watched the new Superman, and I actually really loved it. But for the few minutes that she was in the frame, it was hard for me because I fell so in love with the Supergirl TV show. Same thing with Tyler Hoechlin as Superman in the CW, like DC universe.
I felt that way with the Flash.
Right, the Flash, Arrow, just the entire DC CW Arrowverse. Those were so well done and well casted. Um, I really, I'm gonna be really, I didn't like her, and then I watched the trailer. I still don't like her.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I think the point, kinda, is for you to go in not really keen on her personality.
Mhm.
She's almost like an anti-hero, which is so interesting to make Supergirl
Right.
one of those, but I'm not paying to go see it. I'll wait until it's
That's fair,
streaming.
that's fair.
So
Ash says she'll send her money in later in an envelope with a check.
So I'll
I should have done this.
I'll buy mainly because of James Gunn. I don't think he can do anything wrong when it comes to superhero properties that he cares about.
sure.
I don't think Ivy liked Supergirl at the end, but I think that's kind of the point.
Yes.
She's a bad girl, but she has a heart of gold type thing.
Well, she's also like apparently
drunk.
kind of supposed to be a screwball. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'll buy. I mean,
Okay.
if nothing else, I'll go. I can't go to the Hall anymore. I'll go to the Goldsboro Theater like on a Tuesday afternoon at like 1:00 and.
Yeah.
So I'm buying Supergirl. We actually have all three buy, sell, and hold for this one, so that's pretty cool. Kyle, I will impress upon you. Find the time to watch Superman. I think you.
Don't get me wrong. I did hear great things
Yes.
after this one came out, so I would again.
Yeah.
It's not on my list of things I think about to watch, but if I was just had spare time and it came on, I would definitely pick.
What I'm going to do,
someone.
and we can all contribute to this. I'm going to put together a document of things that we need to all see if if the others haven't seen it. You can add Lord of the Rings on there, Ashby.
Okay.
And then maybe once a year or something, we circle in on something that we all watch together.
Okay.
And we can take turns. Like Ashby, you can have 1 year. We'll actually give you the third year, so we can have time to prepare for the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, all three.
Yes,
Director's cut. It'll take us 12 hours.
I'm gonna start walking in the woods now just to get used to a bunch of trees walking around.
So I know the answer for this one. Spider-Man: Brand New Day comes out July 31st.
Bye.
We're all buying because we're planning to go
It's on
watch
my
it
calendar.
together
100%.
on August 1st.
So good.
4-year time jump Peter as a broke anonymous college student. We'll probably talk a lot more about this on the podcast as we get closer to it.
It's almost a 4-year time jump since we went to the movies together. So
That's fair, yeah.
not quite, but I think it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all went to see Twister.
Yeah.
Twisters a couple years ago. Me and you, we went to see Fantastic Four with the wives last year. But all of us watching the movie together, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
maybe we'll do a portable moment that day.
Yeah, we'll do a clip that day for our TikTok that will exist by the time.
What did we all 6 go see together?
We were going to see Twisters, we thought, but then you guys didn't go to the movie, but you came to dinner.
Okay,
we did dinner together.
I was
thinking
all
the
6
same
of us
thing.
were together.
Yeah, we did.
But you and Ivy just did dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember now.
This one's a fun one. Coyote versus Acme. This was one that I think was going to get shelved, but fan service kind of saved it, so they're actually going to release it.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
I
thought it was like a Coyote Ugly
Wile
sequel.
Wile E. Coyote sues Acme. I think John Cena's in it. Buy, sell, hold.
Coyote Ugly sequel. I'd see that.
It may be. Just they're in court now.
I'd sell. I'm not watching this.
I'm going to say hold, but there's a couple on this list we've talked about already. Toy Story being one, and maybe Super Mario. Sky's at the age where we roughly, like, she's been in the movies once. So if she goes to one of these other movies and really just enjoys the fact of going, and she can also like sit for the length of a movie without getting crazy and bothering a bunch of people, I would go see this with her just as a reason to be able to go to the movie theaters with her. She get to go out and do that. Not that she cares anything about Looney Tunes, truthfully, but other than that, I would watch if it came on streaming or something with her. But
I'm also gonna say hold. I probably will not go see this in theaters. But I have this like, people really care about it, so I want to see it succeed, even if I'm so. Because like I'm still hoping, and I don't think it'll ever happen, but like the Batgirl movie that was supposed to come out a few years ago, and that they just decided to cut for like tax purposes or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of mad about that because I really want to see that, but The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. Young Hay mentioned the 50th games. I'll jump in first. I'm holding on this one because I haven't seen A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I'm also a sicko who wants to read the books first, and I haven't done that. I've read the original Hunger Game trilogy, but I haven't read the new books that are coming out, like the prequel series or whatever. I know there's a third one coming out too that'll connect everything, or maybe there's I don't know. So I'm holding because I do want to see it, but I need to catch up.
I'm right there with you. I haven't seen the last one, but I've seen the first 3 and I really enjoyed those. Was it 3 or 4? Original 3, right?
There's 4 movies with 3 books.
Okay, but it was the 3. The fourth one we're talking about is the one that came out prior to this one.
Yes. Well, no, the 4 original movies.
Okay, so I've seen the 4
because
original.
they split Mockingjay into
That's
2.
right.
Yeah,
two
kind of like the
parts.
last
That's
Harry
what I felt
Potter.
off
Yes.
about. So yes, I've seen those.
Part 2.
Really enjoyed it. Haven't seen the last one, so I will hold. I would like to see the last one, and then I would see this one too.
I'm gonna sell.
Oh man,
I'm gonna be
Wow.
honest. And I actually got to see the preview for this movie in theaters before Wuthering Heights.
Mm.
And it took me 30 seconds to figure out what I was watching. It looks great. It looks cinematic. I read all the Hunger Games books, the 3 originals. I watched the 4 original movies. I enjoyed them. It did not hook me like some other
Wow.
franchises and other series have. I have no desire to continue in this universe.
Okay.
So
Okay. I mean, we're kind of living in it now, so.
I was about to say that just was like a bold statement. Like it took me a second. I was like, "You're talking about a movie here."
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like I have no desire to continue living in a universe.
Fair enough.
I mean, maybe I have no desire to continue because I am living in this
Yes,
universe.
We're kind of living it now.
Mhm.
All right. Last one before we get to the lightning round. Avengers: Doomsday comes out December 18th, which is right around Kyle's Christmas party every year. Are we buying,
Rip to
holding,
your
or
Christmas party,
selling?
Kyle.
No, matinee movie, Christmas party after.
Honestly, I'm not against that.
If
And
I'm
truthfully-
not sobbing hysterically at your Christmas party.
Honestly, we should all be crying at that.
Yeah.
But I'm
So
buying.
wait, we should all be crying at my Christmas party every year?
Oh no! After we see the movie.
Oh, just
yes,
'cause of the
yes,
movie, okay.
yes.
I think
I-
it's going to break me, I think.
No.
Truthfully, I've been out of stuff for a while. Just with life being busy. I've at a point now where I'm back in catching up things and watching things and staying in the loop somewhat. But I feel like at one point I did get away from a lot of stuff because I've talked about this years ago on the podcast of where I would go deep diving into everything about this movie coming up, and then I would either already know it or be disappointed because certain things didn't happen. With this one, there's a lot of just not knowing what's going to happen.
Right.
There's a lot of guesses, pictures, rumors. We talked about this before we even started the episode, but there's so much AI stuff out now that like,
Mhm.
is this
You
really
don't
true? Is this
know.
not true? Who knows of these people? And
Is it cake?
with the with the variety
Right.
of characters we're talking about that will be in this universe, AI is more tricky than ever with this now because people that shouldn't be in this picture, like in a photo you see, could technically be in a photo now together because of what's supposedly happening. So I'm definitely excited for it. For sure, I will buy. I will want to be there. And that's one of the ones that hopefully amidst the holiday busyness and season, I still can like figure out time to make it out there and see that.
Definitely want to buy it for me. We'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
buy.
100% buy. I
Maybe-
was obviously into it, but it was a very nebulous feeling
Yes.
because there's been so much of a gap and
Right.
because the TV shows that have filled the space are so, in my mind, from a quality standpoint, very up and down.
Mm-hmm.
But once the Russos started releasing these sort of like prologue snapshots, I started finally getting excited about it.
It's the first time I've felt excited about Marvel stuff in a long time.
Me too.
Yes.
Like,
So what's a bigger deal? RDJ coming back or the Russo brothers coming back to direct? What's gonna be the bigger like impact on the movie or on the universe in general? Because you're right, it has been kind of since Endgame, we've kind of had a little bit of a lull. I know last year, like we had Captain America: Brave New World, which was we had
Unfortunately.
Thunderbolts, which was good,
Actually,
but
pretty good.
but didn't get the reception. I think one of Fantastic Four was good in its own right, but
Yes,
also
I liked
did that one,
Fantastic
yeah.
Four and Thunderbolts, but I felt like they stood apart
Sure.
yes.
in a lot of ways,
Yes.
even though they're not
But-
supposed to.
But I felt like they didn't have like I love the movies, don't get me wrong, but in terms of the larger picture, it wasn't like a big event for Marvel where
Right.
what that I think they were hoping for. So what's going to be bigger for Doomsday? Is it going to be Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doctor Doom, or how is that connected, or is it going to be the Russo brothers coming back to the direct first time since Endgame?
For me, I think it's the brothers because they can make it whatever they want to make it, and that's the feel of what you're looking for. I think Robert Downey Jr. coming back is a big deal. I think we are still kind of out on the edge of what do we really know he's coming back. We know it's Doom, but how does this? In the same way, like social media puts all these things out there, like he was there all along, is what this
all
was.
these theories come out.
And
I mean,
it's like-
TikTok
Right.
gives me a new theory every day.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
honestly, I don't want. I just kind of want to go in blind, and
Same.
that's my plan is going in.
And
blind.
I try to avoid it. And so again, I don't mean that to say when you see the movie, it could be like life altering movie wise anyway, because of stuff you've experienced, loved, and cared about so far. He could come in and alter tons of that, which you already knew, to make something even new, or just you don't even know what's coming. We don't know what to expect with this. But I think for me, because again, I just haven't been that excited to go back and see Marvel stuff in a long time. Like, again, I have, and I've enjoyed it when I have, but there's just
Right.
that lull I just kind of felt of where we're talking about now, like Spider-Man, or,
Mhm.
you know, even with this too, about how excited we are. Maybe we can go together. Like, I haven't had that feel, you know, we did that for Fantastic Four. We got together and went, but it wasn't the big, this is coming out, we got to get the group together to go see this type
and I
thing.
think part of that was just, you know, hey, we're going to GalaxyCon. Let's go see a movie
Sure.
afterwards.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well,
So what do you think?
Okay. Really rapid fire. One, we know how good of an actor RDJ is.
Mhm.
yes,
He's always been a character actor. He's always been sort of a shapeshifter when it comes to his characters. So I'm really excited to see whatever iteration of Doom he's going to play, because I know it's going to be so wild to see him as not Tony Stark. And I think that sort of almost like dysphoria for the audience is why they, other than the fun of like, you know, different universes and timelines, I think that's why they cast him.
Mhm.
right.
I'm obviously beside myself that Steve Rogers is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Chris, whether it was a long game or not, did a great job of selling that he was never coming back to this character.
Right.
And so that felt like a true surprise, which I'm really excited about. Obviously, you know, I love a Marvel movie when the Russo brothers are in charge. I've loved that since Winter Soldier. So I'm really excited to see what they do. My one concern, actually, I have two concerns. My one concern on the stakes standpoint is there are so many characters
Yes.
in these two movies. And that's what makes it exciting to be able to see all these franchises come together. The X-Men, the Fantastic Four. I love that. I love that for us. I love that for audiences. It is a lot to fit in even two movies. So how are we going to give everyone screen time? I feel like Marvel movies start to fall apart when there isn't room for the characters to breathe because you have to get 18 of them on screen in 20 minutes.
Right.
That concerns me. The other thing that concerns me from a fan expectation point of view, is we just watched the very unfortunate crash and burn of the Duffer Brothers and the Stranger Things wrap up.
Yes.
I was excited for that. I loved it. I loved it as a fan. I loved it as a viewer. I loved watching it. There was no way that they were going to rise to the expectations of every single insane fan theory that was going on the internet. And so I'm also trying to avoid a lot of fan theories for what's coming in the Marvel universe, because I feel like they can get so convoluted and so intense and so insane that there's no way that the movie does all of that. And so then whatever happens on screen seems like it falls flat, not because it's not good, but because it's not 18,000 fan theories strung together. So I have reservations about that just from a fan expectation point, but I'm really excited about it.
Very cool. Lightning round, real quick, fast paced. Just buy or sell, maybe a couple words. Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man. I'm selling.
So
So I never saw
I heard
Peaky
great
Blinders.
things, but I just haven't.
Spider Noir, Nicolas Cage's TV show coming out on Amazon Prime.
I love Nicolas Cage.
I was a fan of the Spider-Verse movies. And I'm
Yeah.
still waiting for the third one to come out.
Hold.
I'm a hold on this
I'll
one.
buy this one.
Okay.
Ted Lasso season 4. I'm a buy.
Bye.
Yeah.
So excited.
Mhm.
X-Men 97 season 2.
Hold. I still haven't seen all of season 1.
That's one.
It's so good, but I
that's
haven't
a
watched it all.
reboot / sequel series that we should have mentioned earlier. Season 1
It was
really
Fantastic. Yeah.
Clayface.
Buy.
I have no idea what this is.
We're talking about this
This is
Batman
Batman,
world.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Pass.
Okay.
We've yet to ever see him in
Sell.
a movie like this, especially in like a real world type setting. So it would be really cool to see.
I'm holding on that one.
Also, it literally says the words body horror, and one of the few things I don't do anymore in horror is body horror. I can't handle it as I've gotten older, so that's going to be a hard sell for me.
I'd just like Eric's note that it's R-rated body horror.
Yes.
So it's not, your PG body horror.
No,
where like
it's
somebody
R-rated.
scrapes a
No.
knee.
No.
Like we're losing a knee in this
This
movie.
is not Peter Griffin. Like,
Yeah.
No.
Narnia, the Magician's Nephew, coming out on Netflix. Greta
Ugh.
Gerwig.
Yes, Greta Gerwig.
Is kind of helming this.
So
This is tough for me. I'm going to hold. I'm going to reserve judgment. I read all the Narnia books as a kid. I love them. The movies were decent. They got worse as they went along, I think, just due to expectation
Right.
and cast. But I don't even remember the plot of The Magician's Nephew. I'd have to read it again. So
Okay. I'm holding as well. Jumanji 4.
I don't know that I've seen Jumanji 3.
I don't think I've seen 3.
I was surprised
There's
to
the
see
original
4.
Jumanji with Robin Williams. There's
Yeah.
2 sequels with.
So that's
the-
second, third, and then fourth.
And then
Oh,
this-
okay. I
Oh.
think I've seen the sequel reboot
Yes.
with The Rock, and but I
the-
don't think I've
the
seen
next level.
the
So there's-
second one
Got you.
of the reboot. Okay, so
I'll
I need to
hold.
watch 3 so I can watch 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel like
I'll
this will be
hold.
a random like night that you just flip it through and like, oh, we hadn't seen that yet, and then finally we'll play it.
I'm holding as well. We'll probably see it. Don't know if we'll go opening night or if it'll be like, hey, let's wait until it comes on
Mhm.
streaming or whatever.
Right.
Dune Part 3 Messiah.
So
So
I'm so uninterested in this franchise. I've never seen it. I've never read it. I don't care.
Gotcha. Is there anything I left off to 2026?
Yes,
Yes.
I am coming in hot with the
Yeah.
reason that we have
Like
a
it or
female
not.
on the podcast.
I will mention one real quick. Michael,
Yes.
the biopic for
Oh.
Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that looks fun.
I see the previews
The
for
Queen
that.
one was great. So
yeah,
And that's the thing about like these movie picks for like music artists or whatever, they look great and I never see them. I didn't see the one for Elvis. I didn't see the one for Queen. This looks fantastic. I'm like, yeah, we definitely got to go see that one. I'm holding because I don't know if that's how I'll act whenever it actually comes out. I think it comes out in April. So anyway, your what I criminally leave off the list.
okay. Once again, I'm bringing in the girl spin.
Yes.
we need it.
Red, White, and Royal Wedding, which is the sequel to Amazon Prime's Red, White, and Royal Blue, which was a movie they put out a few years ago that did really, really well, surprisingly well, I think, for them. It's based on a book, and it's one of those weird kind of George R.R. Martin things where there was one book and there was one movie based on that book, and the movie did so well that they brought the actual book author in and the movie's original writer, director, to create a sequel for the movie where there is no book sequel. So now there's basically the book universe and the movie universe, but the author's involved in both, which is really exciting.
Nice.
So I'm super excited. They just started filming, and I think it'll be out later this year.
I'll check that. Did you have any more? I have a couple, but
I've already talked
know.
about the Buffy reboot. That's
Okay.
really my only other one.
I'm not going to do like a giant list. One that I don't really care about, but I think it's big, is Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah.
It's coming out. I feel like it's slightly before our age. Maybe you fell into it a little bit. Toys were around when I was, but I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
Hunter Batten and
just
them,
missed
yeah.
us.
Those were kind of like 80s toys.
they were, and it was one of those things where they made toys and then made shows based on the toys so they could sell the
Correct.
toys.
It's like He-Man and Transformers.
Mhm.
I just missed a cut for those.
Which-
Which, just to bring it together, because I'm a walking IMDb, Nicholas Galatazine,
Mm.
who plays Henry in Red, White, and Royal Blue, plays He-Man
okay, yeah.
Okay, there we
in
go.
Masters of the Universe.
And it's one of those things. I saw a trailer based off a guy that really loves. He's like a big toy guy online, but he loves this series or this universe for himself anyway because of a childhood thing. So to see his excitement when he watched the trailer, I was like, I probably won't see it because it just didn't hit me. But it's a big thing coming. The live Moana is coming. That
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, with the Rock.
yeah.
It's Maui
yeah, it's
again.
Maui in real life this time. Again, we'll probably see it. I don't know if I'll go to theaters for it, but it's something big that's coming. A return of another scary series that I haven't seen since I was a kid is Scary Movie 6.
Oh yeah,
It's coming.
so like
Oh, the
apparently
comedy.
Yes.
apparently the trailers is in Scream 7.
Yeah.
So-
And I will say
Oh,
this because, and I
checks out.
mentioned it, years ago on the podcast, but if you're listening for the first time now, I didn't grow up watching a lot of scary movies. Like it was just wasn't something my mom would let us do. But I did hit that age of like PG-13 where I would go with friends and we would see scary movie. And so for me, talking about Scream earlier, I waited till now, but you were talking about how it can go off a little bit for you, be goofy or whatever, and you still enjoy it. Ashby was very much like being weary of it because I know what you did last summer's reboot. For me, I always still get confused a little bit watching Scream and watching because my whole mind growing up was based on Scary Movie
Right.
Scream versus the Scream. And so there's a lot of stuff that there's parody to it, stuff that happens in it. Erica being the big fan she is of Scream in general, I've like watched it enough now to be more of it. But still, I don't know that I would go see it in theaters again. I think it's one of those random movies that Erica and I have put Sky to bed. We're sitting around watching on like a Saturday night, something's on, and we choose to watch that.
Nice.
But it is coming back for the first time. And again, something that I'm not playing, but I feel like it's important to mention is Grand Theft Auto 6 is finally
it's
coming out this year.
That's what they
Okay.
say.
It's been in development for 8 years. There's been a running meme about it and just seeing online that like crazy things will happen, crazy movies will come out, crazy things in history will
This
happen.
happened before Grand
And
Theft
this
Auto
still
6
happened
came
before
out.
Grand Theft Auto 6 came out.
Wow.
So the last one came out in 2013. So we've been waiting that long. And
I have a
again,
PlayStation 5 now. I could buy Grand Theft Auto 6 if it
You
comes
should.
out later this year.
Hey,
So I felt like it's just one of those things they've talked about, and it's gone onto its own culture and history that you at least had to mention, and it's finally happening, hopefully.
Nice.
So
All right. You know, it's
Nice.
funny. I'm looking at our script, and we were supposed to be 35 minutes into the podcast, according to the Google Gemini script that helped me put that together. And when we got to this point in the episode, we're an hour and 6 minutes in. So,
great, great.
Google Gemini does not know us at all.
No.
We
but
tried.
yes, we definitely tried. We're going.
well, if you go in and use the magic,
to AOL. We've been trying to connect to the server since Block A started. So, while we wait, let's play Lyrically Correct. So, the way this works, I bought this off of Amazon. They have several different editions. This is the 90s and 2000s pop edition. I'm going to show it for the camera here. We're going to give you each a handful of cards. I'm also going to get a handful of cards if I can get this thing open. Yes, there it goes. And I think the best way to do this is I ask Kyle a question, Ashby, you ask me a question, and you ask Ashby a question, and Ashby asks me a question. So we're not trying to like jump all over each other.
Yep.
And we'll just say like first one to like
That's a totally different show.
yeah, yes. We'll just say like first one to you want to say 3 right, 4 right, 5 right. I mean,
3. Let's
3.
just stick to 3.
We'll do first to 3. Let me make sure there's no. Let me get these out.
you did notice he didn't like shuffle these. He had them a
I
specific way. He
noticed.
pulled it out.
No, I'm just gonna.
Eric was studying these cards.
Yes, because I need to study these cards. You're
Mhm.
right. No, I'm gonna beat y'all because I'm just a robot when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
fair.
true.
Like I'm a walking IMDb.
Yes,
That's true.
I don't need
Eric
to cheat at
has
music
so many
lyric
lyrics
games.
in-
And we
his
got
brain.
delayed getting started. My ADD medicine wore off a long time ago. So me remembering things like I want to say is not going to happen.
So there's a handful for you. I'm gonna give you the top of the thing. Here we go.
I'm just taking 5.
You just pull off the top and
First to 3.
yeah.
Yeah.
So but that way, if we get them wrong, then
That's
and
extra.
if 2 people have 3 after that round, we'll just go until someone
It'll
gets
be
one
between
right.
you and Ashby all day.
Yes. So Kyle, I'm gonna start with you. In Loveful, the Cardigans want you to pretend that you what? I would not have gotten this one, by the way.
I know the song. I'm trying to think through. Say the question again.
In Loveful, the Cardigans want you to pretend that you what? I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to.
Is it Love You?
It is.
Nice.
To love them. Ding,
Okay.
ding, ding.
I was
There you
thinking
go.
way too deep into that. I was like,
Alright.
need you or love you, but
Very
okay.
cool.
Cool.
Kyle, you will ask Ashby. And if they
Alrighty.
get it right, just kind of set it to the side. If they get it wrong, you can put it face down or something.
Alrighty. In Bleeding Love, what will Leona Lewis be wearing for everyone to see?
Her smile.
Oh no.
Are we telling
Dang
the
it.
answer? Her scars.
The scars.
They remind us that the past is real.
Wow.
It's a whole other song.
That's another song.
Generation 2, but it happened.
That's Papa Roach, right?
See,
Okay.
that means yes.
Okay. How is Brandon from The Killers doing now that he's coming out of his cage?
Well, he's doing just fine.
That's right.
I feel like you got the easiest one.
I did get the
You
easiest
You did
one.
get the easiest one.
All right, Kyle, your second question.
Okay.
Fill in the blank. Bitty bitty.
Oh, I could do this one.
Bum Bum.
That's correct.
Yes,
I was
good
like-
job, Kyle.
Bitty bitty bumba.
I was like waiting for the rest of like at least a statement out of that. But no, it's just
All right, Kyle's got 2, and he's like, I'm just gonna be
Okay.
what chapstick flavor did Katy Perry taste when she kissed a girl?
Cherry.
And did she like it?
Yes.
Okay. That was just an add-on bonus.
Okay.
You only get 1 point, but still.
Ashby's on the board with 1.
Finally.
I mean, it's only been 2 questions, right?
I'm trying, Coach. Pat from Trains says she acts like summer and walks like what?
She walks like rain.
That is
Mhm.
correct. That's correct.
She smokes a
You're
pack a
getting
day.
easy ones.
I shuffled them up on
I'm getting hard
camera.
ones.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Kyle, you can get your 3rd one here and force me to try to match you here.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. I wish I'd have gotten
That
this
means I
one.
probably won't get it.
In Promiscuous, what does Nelly Furtado say to Timbaland when he says, I want you on my team?
I know this one.
Ashby's trying so hard not to say it back.
Mm. I don't know.
Can I say it? I don't get a point, but I can say it.
I'll let you steal if you think
No, you can't steal.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
You got to
So-
set the rules up and follow the rules.
So does everybody else.
I want you on my team.
So does everybody else.
All right, very good. Ashby can match us with 2. Kyle,
All right. Oh, man, this is a good one. And I don't want to miss a thing. Why does Steven from Aerosmith want to close his eyes or fall asleep? Why doesn't he? Sorry, correction. Doesn't Steven Tyler from Aerosmith want to close his eyes or fall asleep?
Because he'd miss you, baby.
Yep, because he'll miss
he
you.
don't want to miss
And
a
you
thing.
don't want to miss a thing.
Mm-mm.
All right, so I could win here.
Don't call it a comeback.
No.
All right. If I do not get this right, we're tied at 2
Okay.
and going into the next round.
Give
So-
him a hard one.
Here we
If
go.
it seems easy, shuffle.
In Nothing But a G Thing,
Oh gosh.
who does Snoop say was at the door with him?
Dr. Dre.
That is correct.
Wow, I took a shot there.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wow, you did it.
Wow.
You know what you win? You win a deck of cards
I
of
do.
lyrically correct.
Wow. Just
Congratulations.
I'm gonna just give you 2 more just for fun.
Okay.
And then we can do this again in another segment down the line.
Okay.
Let's see. In Everything I Do, what did Bryan Adams say you will see when you look into his eyes? Just if you know it, jump into it.
It's one of those things I feel like I would make
Hold
it up
on,
to be
hold
like,
on.
you know, it's true. But no.
What you mean to him?
That is correct, Ashley. And then what does the real McCoy dream about in Another Night? And this is multiple choice. A, love so true. B, the sky so blue. C, they have no clue. Or D, being stuck like glue.
Vision of you.
That wasn't a choice.
She's like, but that's the answer. Your card's wrong. Send them back.
Love so true. Sorry.
Love so true. That's
Sorry.
correct. Yes.
It's
So-
like a vision of love that seems to be true. That's another verse. Sorry.
Nice. All right. So that was lyrically correct, which only took us like 6 minutes.
was
I mean,
fun.
that's a pretty fun game.
Mhm.
We'll do some more stuff like this in the future.
The audience would be like, next time, just play that for half an hour instead
Yes,
of talking.
instead of this, we could have gone to 5. Honestly, like
Next
I think
it
so,
wasn't
yeah.
as hard
Next
as
time
we
we'll
thought
do
we
that.
would. Yep. All right, very cool. Well, we're in the end game here. Gonna snap my fingers here, and this is Kyle's favorite segment.
Yes.
But we're not going to start with Kyle here. But this is a segment that he has coined: useless aggression.
No, you got to do it in the right tone.
Great title.
Useless aggression.
There you go. Everybody knows who that is. We don't need to say his name.
Yes.
We don't want to say his
So
name.
you're going to get 1 minute, 60 seconds of uninterrupted ranting.
I didn't know we got a whole mouth. I was 30 seconds.
I'm going to give you a whole minute.
I may do 2 rants.
So I'm going to pull up the timer on my phone.
I was about to say, I
just
might have 2 things to rant
I'm
about.
about to say, I planned for 30 seconds. So I'm going to jump. I ran
you
about
know
something
what?
else.
It's good times. So when I say go, you can start. Ready, go.
I am so tired of serialized media. Like, I'm just so over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I said that I was going to rant about this later, so I'm bringing it back around. I watched the Supergirl trailer. I felt nothing. I have finally managed to get myself excited about what's happening in the Marvel Universe again. I haven't seen anything that's going on with Star Trek in the last 8 years. You know, I haven't watched the rest of the Picard series except for season 1. I'm not watching Discovery or the Starfleet Academy. I'm not watching the Star Wars stuff anymore. I haven't seen the next season of The Mandalorian. I haven't watched any of the Rogue Squadron stuff. I haven't seen anything, I think, since like Rogue One. I don't know. I'm so over it. I'm so tired. I'm tired of everything taking like hours and hours and seasons and episodes of my time. And I'm really sick of it happening in books too, because now every book series everyone recommends to me has 9 books and they're each 500 pages long. I'm done. I'm done.
Gotta hit the buzzer next time.
You only went 11 seconds over, so I'm actually pretty impressed. So you're saying not everything needs an extended universe?
No.
You just want to watch standalone stuff?
No, I just want to see one thing and then that be it. I want to read one book and enjoy it and then it's over. Okay, I know sometimes more of a good thing is great, but like I'm really tired of, it's what's better than 1 Snickers bar? 2 Snickers bars. What's terrible for you? 9 Snickers bars.
Yes, that's a really great way to put it.
Or
Yeah.
diabetes.
Yeah.
But either way,
Diabetes,
yeah.
yes.
Sorry, I
All
didn't realize I was going to get so worked up.
No, it's fine.
No, this is
I didn't
aggression.
think that was
This
going
is
to
why
take
we
me a
have
full minute.
Our useless aggression.
All right, I'll go next because I like to end with Kyle on these things.
Okay.
It's pretty fun. So starting the timer now. When me and Ivy have started watching a show called Will Trent, it's fantastic. I think y'all would enjoy it. The Disney Plus ads reshuffle like it's the same ads every ad break, so we don't have like the ad free tier or whatever. And I have been getting so annoyed at the Aldi's commercial that they show every single break. It's 2 kids sitting on a couch. Their mom's like going to Aldi, and they're looking at each other, and they're looking at each other's eyes, and then the mom's back immediately. Like she just got back from Aldi, and then she goes and sits between them, and it just annoys me because I'm like, one time, okay, fun commercial. At the beginning of every ad break for 5 or 6 commercial breaks during the show, and we won't watch 1 or 2 or 3 shows a night when we do watch this, it's the same thing. Give me some more commercials or don't give me commercials at all. I don't want the same one every single ad break. I'm done. 1 minute, 1 second.
Oh, that was
Okay.
good.
Quick question, because I'm not seeing this ad. Is this like the infamous Christmas Folgers coffee ad? What are they doing when they're staring into each other's eyes?
Like,
That's a good one, though.
Oh, yeah, but it's
Got
a boy and
Eddie
a girl
Vedder
who are
playing in the
obviously
background.
into each other. They're going for their first kiss, maybe?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you set
I
this
thought it was
up
2
as
kids
yeah,
like just sitting on a couch.
I thought
like,
it was
"She's going-"
siblings.
No, they're not
Yeah.
siblings.
I thought
This is not the Folgers commercial.
I thought you were
I
saying
thought it
that
was
the
just 2
brother and
kids.
sister were staring
No,
deep
I would
into
ha-
each other's eyes.
I would ha-
the whole
I would have a much different rant if that was the case. No,
very concerned.
Yeah.
this isn't hilarious in like a abstract way. This is just annoying because it's the
Okay.
same thing over and
Okay.
over.
Okay.
It's like your mom goes away and you're sitting with the girl or the boy you like for the first time, and it's like, oh, fireworks. We might have our first kiss, and
Okay.
and all of a sudden, 10 seconds later, mom's back from
But they're
Aldi.
saying Aldi's is so convenient.
convenient
She
and
comes back
quick.
too soon.
Yes,
You can
I
get
got
home and don't have to worry
Okay.
about your kids making out with
yes.
each other.
So, Kyle,
Okay.
you have a
Good job,
minute.
Aldi. Wait,
Go.
I don't start me yet. I need
Kids, not your kids. Kids making out with each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Well,
back
not my
to-
kid. Hold that phone up so I can see the timer, and I'm gonna move the microphone away a little bit because in case I get loud, I'm gonna try to do 2 in here. Let me see real quick.
No, I mean a minute goes by quicker
Just
than you think.
please
Well, I'm trying to
remember
watch
that
the
Eric
30
and I
second.
have headphones on, so like don't bust our eardrums.
That's why I'm trying to push it back some.
Well, and if you're busting our eardrums, you're busting the listeners at your
And my eardrums
Yes.
because
Okay.
I have headphones on.
All right, ready?
I'm tired of my right nostril. I blow and I blow and I blow and it doesn't get clear. It's not full of snot. There's nothing there. Just like a valve up there that shuts off and I can't breathe. You stick your finger up there and you can kind of feel a booger, but that's all that's there. And I'm so tired of it. You're like, hey, you use your humidifier. Put your nostril strips on. Use some Flonase. I get it, but I don't even have a sense of smell. So the only purpose of my nose is to breathe some dang air in. Why does it not want me to live? I don't need to be able to smell pretty things. I just don't want to have to fight every morning with my right nostril not breathing anymore. I'm sick of it. Let some air in. My lungs need it. My brains need it. Times 2. I've been watching the series Suits. Brandon Hall 7 told me to watch it. Finished it. 9 seasons. Okay, cool. It was great. Why don't people just talk to each other? Half of these episodes, they finally get stuff together. A bad thing happens. And what do you got? You got 2 people that are going to come over here their way and solve it. 2 people over here that are going to solve it. Sit your 4 selves down in the room and talk about it and figure it out together. Because these 2 are going to figure it out and fix it. You 2 are going to screw it up and cause a whole nother episode to happen. I'm sick of it. Talk to each other and solve your dang problems together. Amen.
That was really good.
That
Right
was
there,
great. You're right on the
at a
mark.
minute. Yep.
There we go.
I haven't seen Suits season 8 or season 9.
I
But
guarantee they're not talking to each
the
other.
first 7 seasons are exactly like that. It's just like when,
Ironically, the cold I had a few weeks ago was the first cold I've had with my nose ring.
Mhm.
oh,
And so
how's-
I feel you
how's
on that nostril thing.
Mm.
Wow.
It wasn't pleasant.
No.
Ivy's going through a cold too, and she's got the same complaint. So
Mhm.
I'm impressed you fit 2 in there. I mean, you spoke really fast. It was
Yeah,
hilarious.
you may not understand all of it, but it's there.
Yeah, it's there. So
Slow it down if you
thank
need
you
to.
for your useless aggression, both of you.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining us today for the Repilot, our first episode in our rebooted What the What series, which will still be on the main What the What channel. So this is technically, I guess, episode 126, because I think we had 125 episodes before, maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
It's a requel.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so requel, yeah.
Mhm.
Bringing it back around.
Same actors, different house.
That's right. Different house. That's right. We actually, our last episode was filmed in this
Okay.
house. Or
That
recorded in
is
this
true.
house.
That is true.
So that was a prequel.
Staying as cool as the other side of the pillow was filmed here or recorded here. So, but that's a wrap on the Repilot. We've survived the surge rush. We survived the dial up. Our Quiznos actually, I think it just got here like 5 minutes ago. So
Yes.
that's exciting. And I think we've officially set the bar for what 2026 is supposed to look like. A huge thanks to everyone who's rocking with us for the start of this new journey. We'll be back next time with more deep dives, more games, and definitely more useless aggression. But until then, stay as cool as the other side of the pillow. Stay nostalgic, be kind, and rewind. We're out of here.